Hey everyone, I may be sick, but we still persist right now. And right now, we're going to talk about how everyone's really underestimating Merab Dvalishvili against Umar Nurmagomedov. As the very common consensus I'm hearing is that Umar Nurmagomedov is going to win this fight dominantly. There's no chance for Merab to win. And while I don't think it's crazy to think that Umar is going to win, I think that's a fine take, if you think he's going to win. But there's, no props being given to Merab Dvalishvili, who, while, yes, is not a technical fighter, he is a tough fighter. He is a crazy good cardio, pace, endurance fighter who has managed to beat some of the best bantamweights, not only right now, but in history. The amount of champions he's beaten. If he defends his title against Umar Nurmagomedov, I think you could really argue him as the bantamweight GOAT. You already kind of can, but you can really do it if you add Umar Nurmagomedov, an undefeated Dagestani fighter related to Khabib Nurmagomedov. You add Umar to it, I think he's the fucking GOAT. I think he's better than Dominic Cruz. I think he's better than Aljo. I think he's better than TJ Dillashaw. I think he's far better than Henry Cejudo. He beat Henry Cejudo. One of his best performances was against Henry Cejudo, where he fucking just kept picking him up and fucking dropping the Olympic gold medalist. He was more dominant against Henry Cejudo than Aljo was. Peter Yan, he beat fucking Peter Yan, who, while yes, was in a bad form at the time. Oh my God, I've never seen somebody shut down a fighter like that, especially one that's as good as Peter Yan, especially if you've seen Peter Yan's last two fights. That is crazy to me how good Merab Dvalishvili is at just shutting down someone's offense by just never stopping yours. It's scary, and then he just beat Sean O'Malley. Now, while I don't think the Sean O'Malley win was as dominant as people saying 4-1 or some of the craziest saying 5-0, I think it was 3-2 Merab Dvalishvili. I think it was clear that he won that fight. Were there some hiccups? Yeah, at the end of the fifth round, he got hurt to the body, and it was looking pretty bad if it would have gone on. Here's the thing. It took him until the fifth round to do that to Merab Dvalishvili, and by that point, it didn't matter anymore. It just confuses me sometimes on how people are ignoring how good Merab is. Merab beat fucking Aldo as well. Aldo is one of the great... I think he's the greatest featherweight of all time, and he's one of the greatest of all time, period, simply just based on his little accolades he's added from fighting at bantamweight. It's insane. And then you take Umar, who, yes, Umar is very good. I have underestimated him when he fought Corey Sandhagen. I thought Corey Sandhagen was going to clearly win based on his championship experience, his just high-level experience in the top five alone against Umar, who, has never fought someone ranked. And somehow Umar Nurmagomedov manages to dominate that fight in the stand-up, got neutralized a bit on the ground, but that's also just because Corey Sandhagen only prepared for defending takedowns. He did not plan for Umar Nurmagomedov to strike with him, so he was so patient on that he just never got to be offensive, and he got outstruck because he's a fucking dumbass. But my thing is, what makes Merab different than some of these other guys? He's very offensive, he's very big. Okay, a lot of these other fighters have been big, a lot of them have been offensive and been dominated. A lot of these guys who have more experience. And also, another thing is just people saying that Umar was the rightful number one contender to fight Merab, and that anybody else getting picked is fucking stupid. Calm down. He just got into the rankings, a ranked win. And yes, it's against Corey Sandhagen. That's his only ranked win, and it's not like he went and finished him. He had a pretty fucking boring... It was a boring-ass fight, let's be honest. And yes, he beat him. He beat him dominantly. I think he won all but one round, and that was the first round, which you could argue for Umar. But Merab has literally beaten some of the best bantamweight fighters there are, and yet that means nothing. It seems to be every single time Merab fights, it's always oh yeah, he beat all those guys, but he's going to lose to this guy. They said it about Sean O'Malley. And yes, Sean O'Malley is good, and I think if they rematch, it'd be a lot closer. But I also just think Merab is better. Plain and simple, I think Merab is just better. Maybe not technically wise. It doesn't really matter when this dude does not get tired. This guy does not stop going for takedowns. This guy is relentless he can take a punch. Like, he's not weak when it comes to, like, taking punches. Yeah, he's been hurt before, but he also just has persevered, has done all of that. Umar has not really faced any real, he hasn't really had to take a back foot. The only time he's had to do it was when he got fucking dropped by a debuting fighter. That's right before he fought Corey Sandhagen. One of the main reasons why I picked Corey Sandhagen to win was because of how bad Umar Nurmagomedov looked against whatever that fucking, I think he was Russian. He might have been from Kazakhstan, now I think about it. The fucking, I don't even remember his name, but he got cut from the UFC as well after this fight. But he steps up on, like, I think a week's notice to fight Umar, and Umar is supposed to run through this guy. And yes, he dominated him on the ground, held him out. One of the most boring fights we've seen in that year. Like, 10 minutes of control time, nothing happening, no submissions, no real sense of the striking that he's so good at. He gets fucking dropped by this dude. Like, clearly gets dropped. And it's not like this dude was landing, like, a lot of punches. He landed, like, 20 punches, I think, in that fight. And he manages to fucking cleanly drop Umar Nurmagomedov. And all of a sudden, we've all just forgot that, or, oh, it's a fluke. Which, yeah, it could have been. But also, you know, that's happening to fucking Umar Nurmagomedov against a guy debuting. But, yes, while fucking Merab Dvalishvili has been knocked out, that was fucking, like, 11 fights ago. And Umar hasn't been fucking dropped or by any of these better opponents. Sean O'Malley hurt him to the body, but he wasn't able to fucking drop him. So, in like 25 minutes, that's all that Sean O'Malley was able to do when it came to major damage. Peter Yan was not able to get off any meaningful offense against Merab Dvalishvili. Jose Aldo was fully fucking neutralized against the fence by him. Freaking Henry Cejudo, like, where do you even start with Henry Cejudo? The only other fighter who has managed to do anything crazy to him was freaking Marlon Moraes, who hits like a fucking truck. Yes, he has a weak gas tank and he has no fucking chin. Yeah, but here's the thing, he still hits like a fucking truck. Marlon Moraes in the first round is still a scary opponent. And the fucking fact that Merab Dvalishvili managed to survive all that and come back and fucking, like, just obliterate him on the ground and get a fucking finish over him, I think Merab Dvalishvili is going to win this fight, I'll be honest.